Another behind the scenes type of episode. Today, I want to debrief my Black Friday campaign. I love listening to debrief launch results. So that's what I want to do for you here. So let's get into this week's episode. Are you ready to work less, feel more organized and productive, streamline repetitive tasks, and implement systems that allow your coaching business to run smoothly even without you? If so, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Organized Coach Podcast, your go-to source for practical tips and solutions. I'm your host, Tracy Hoth, professional organizer, certified life coach, simplifying expert, and most of all, down-to-earth fellow coach just like you. No matter if you think you're missing the organizing gene, have ADHD, or just love anything organizing, I'm here to help you become an organized coach with a business that works for you. Pull up a seat and let's get started. Okay, my Black Friday 2024 campaign. Like I said last week in the episode that I always wanted to do a Black Friday campaign. Or not a campaign. I don't even think about doing a campaign. I just always wanted to have something to promote for Black Friday. And I never thought about it far enough in advance to do anything about it. So I saw Gemma Bonham-Carter's Black Friday in a Box promotion. And I thought, okay, this year I am going to do this. So I purchased her program. So whenever I join a program, one of the first things I do is create a folder on my bookmarks bar. And in that folder, I have the links that I need to everything. So one of the things I do is create a Google Doc, and that Google Doc is linked in the folder. That has all the notes that I'm going to keep in one place. Then the portal to log in, I keep that link in the folder. Then if I have folders of products that I'm working on, I can store those, the link, not store the product, but store the link in the folder. So when I go to work on this project, I go to that bookmarks bar, click the folder, or actually hover over the folder, and the links show up that I need. And I can just click the link, get into it super fast, and have it all there. Now, I want you to understand one thing, that the links in the folder are not where things are stored. So I also store this stuff in a certain location. Now, if it's the course, if it's anything I download from the program that I'm in, that goes in education and it goes in a folder in education. That's number 4. If you're familiar with my file folders, that is number 4. So it goes into a folder with the name Black Friday in a Box. It goes in that folder. And then actually, I think I just called it Black Friday. Then anything that I create, all the courses that I create go in my content. So that's where things are stored. They're not stored in my bookmarks bar. The links to them are in my bookmarks bar, and they all have a link because they're in my Google Drive. So the information that I get from the program goes in education. And the things that I'm creating to sell for the event and the event in general and graphics I create, that all goes in my content under Black Friday campaign 2025 or 4. It was 2024. Okay, just so you have the setup of it. So now I'm organized. I don't have to leave 40 tabs open because I can easily get to them from my bookmark bar folder. Okay. Let me go through some of the questions. Why did I choose to run the campaign? And did I have any specific goals? I chose, and I just pulled these questions up. So I chose to run the campaign because it was mapped out for me. Someone had done it before me. What gets my attention? I saw the testimonies of people that did it, and she had a range of testimonies. So it wasn't all just people who made $1 million. It was people who made whatever. I don't even remember what the lowest amount was. But I thought, okay, I have some things that I want to promote and I can make some new things. And I thought that would be really fun. So that's kind of why I chose to promote it. Now, as you guys probably know, I have business coaches, online business owners as an audience. And I also have people that are organizing their life in their home that don't have businesses. So that part's a little tricky. And as I started to plan and get ideas about what I wanted to promote, I kind of had a mix. And this is why you need a group of friends, coaches, or business owners that you meet with weekly, because we talk about these things. And one of the feedback I got, I think it was from Lori, she said, why not speak to one audience? So as a coach, I come to that campaign, I'm on your email list, I'm receiving emails. I want to receive them from a coach's perspective. How is this going to help me in my business and in my life, but in my business first off? And so I thought that was such good advice. So I changed up some of my offerings and I made them completely related to business offerings. Deciding on the offer was probably the biggest challenge in the beginning. I had a bunch of ideas. I had things listed. I posted some of the ideas in a Facebook group. I said, what kind of things do you recommend? What order? And they gave me some ideas, like put done for you somewhere in the title if it's something that's done for you, or that part is confusing. On the sales page, that's confusing. And so I changed up a couple things. I switched the order of them so that I had a lower price offer right in the beginning. You kind of have to be careful what your Thanksgiving product is going to be, because people might be more busy with Thanksgiving. And deciding, that was the biggest step, I think, time-consuming step. Well, maybe not, but that was one of the biggest things in the beginning, was just to decide what I was going to offer. So what I ended up offering was my idea tracker, which was already made, but I put it into a product. I use Kajabi, so I put it in as a product. Before, it was on a standalone page. And so I put it in as a product. I moved all the videos into that. So that in itself took time, and I kind of revamped the whole thing. So the idea tracker was one. Then I made up the business organizing intensive, and I had a limit of 8 people that could get that. It was hugely discounted for my time to work with them one-on-one. And we were only going to focus on 3 things: the bookmarks bar, their file structure, and the business dashboard. To make that product, then I had to create the product in Kajabi and make a video for each of those aspects, give them the information in advance, and then set up a special call in Acuity and link all that together so they could get the product and then book their calls through Acuity and make graphics for all of that. One of the amazing coaches that bought this product booked her call with me, and on the call, she said, "Tracy, I have to record this. Push record right now." And this is what she said.
So what I wanted to say is my experience with your program already is mind-blowing, and it's my favorite kind of experience, which I've had a few other times in my business career, entrepreneurial journey, which is when I buy something and it's totally worth it, like the time, effort, energy, money, and everything before I basically even start. So I just wanted you to hear that, because I just love it. Like, I love a program that makes me commit and work. And we're having our very first call right now. And I was so excited because I was doing all the work to get ready to have the call. And then it was like, oh, this is actually the work. Like, it's just so expertly crafted, your offer, that you can see me smiling. I'm just filled with gratitude and joy at your having made a thing that's making me do what I've been reluctant to do for so long. So I just love it already. And I'm telling everybody about it already. So yay for you. That's what I wanted to say.
Is that not the sweetest thing ever? Thank you, Jenny, for making me record. That makes all of this worth it. My day 3 product was my Organized Coach Academy. So I already had that. I already had pretty much everything I needed for that. So it was just to decide, I want a special separate link for Black Friday so I can tell who's buying what. And so I made that. Then day 4 is a gold mine workflow. So I had 2 a little bit medium price items. I started with a lower price item, so I wanted kind of a lower price item on Thanksgiving. So the 2025 gold mine workflow, it's how to create and master a routine of high impact revenue generating activities. And I did not have that product. So I made that product, made everything to go with it. And then the final product was the $1 Million Office. The $1 Million Office took 2 of my courses that I already had in different locations, the how to organize your office and how to organize your paper. And then I included a private 60-minute call with me to go with that. So I had to put all that together, reorganize some of it, add a few videos to go with that, set up the Acuity call to go with that, and then again, make graphics for all of this. That's the products I decided on. The campaign was set up to do one sale for 5 days, to do 5 days and 5 products. So I sold one thing for 24 hours. So every 24 hours, I would send an email in the morning, sell that product, send an email in the evening reminding them that it's closing at the end of the day. So I did that for 5 days in a row. And just for my own, this was not recommended or talked about at all, but I wanted to, I had to do a podcast for that Tuesday. So I thought, why not do a podcast for every day of that week? Why not? So I did a podcast, but I thought I don't want to be just selling something. So I made a podcast with a concept, and I talked about the concept, talked about how it related to the product, and then talked about the sale. But I wanted the podcast to be valuable, not just because I'm talking about what I'm selling, but because the concepts and the outcomes and the transformations you're going to get with the product related to the concept that I was talking about. I joined the program, and I actually upgraded to the VIP so I could get on calls, but then the call times were exact times that I had calls. So for the first 3 days, I couldn't attend any calls. And the 4th day, we were traveling to California, but I was able to jump on the call, I think, that day. And then I was on the call live the last day. And then I had planned, okay, I'm going to be in Long Beach. My main goal while I'm there is to get the landing page, the sales page set up. So that was my goal. So I had to finalize all these products. I had to make all the graphics. I had to get them set up. I had to, make it all streamlined on the page, get all the links set up. That was a lot of work. I worked while we were there, and that was the plan. He was at a conference, so I was going to work. And I love it. I'm in a new hotel room, and I could just work there, and it's quiet. There's no distraction. So it was really helpful. That was my goal before I left, is to have at least get it messy, but have that set up. So I had that set up. Then I got some feedback on the page and just how it was, just some things I needed to fix that made it confusing. On day 3, I really wanted to sell both Organized Coach Academy and Organized Life Academy for all the people that were getting these emails that might rather do Life Academy instead of Coach Academy. But again, it was confusing. So I took that off and did not include that. So getting all of that stuff ready, making those changes, redoing a few of the graphics, that kind of thing was a lot of work. I worked really long and hard. Now, I don't have an assistant working for me. If I could just say to someone, set it up, maybe I would, but it wasn't even the setting up the tech part of it that was challenging as it was the writing part of it. Writing doesn't come easy. Thinking of what to say doesn't come easy. That part of it was harder for me. That was challenging. But once I got it set up, got the feedback, then I was like, okay, this is whatever, B- work. This is good enough. I don't care anymore about what it looks like. I'm accepting that this is good enough. So then I went into getting some of the emails drafted that I needed and started recording the podcasts. When I started the campaign, I thought to myself, I have never done this before. I don't know what my goal is. I mean, what would be a dream goal? I don't even know. Somehow, I don't know why, the number 8 came up, and I was like, okay, I want to sell 8 of every product. So I figured out the math, and now I can't remember for sure if that equaled to be 8, but if I sold 8 of every product, I could make approximately $10K. And I thought, if I could make that, I think that I would be really, really happy. on my first campaign and making these new products. Now I have new digital products. I have this experience under my belt. Remember last week I said, oh, I'm not thinking that I'm ever wasting my time. I'm going to do something and learn and gain new skills, which I think is a never ending thing in entrepreneurship. But so that was my goal. I was going to try to sell 8 of everything. It was suggested that we could do some kind of early bird or wait list type of thing. So I took something that I already had. I did not have time to make something new. I took my holiday planning workshop, which I'd done a couple years in a row. I took it from the previous year because this year I didn't do one. I took it from the previous year. I took it into iMovie. I edited out anything that had to do with the year, which I probably wouldn't have had to do that, but I liked that it looks clean. And I said, if you get on the wait list, then you will get immediate access to the workshop. Since I wasn't doing it, I thought, oh, that'll be nice. Like people might want to plan for their holidays and they'll have that workshop immediately and they can kind of get to know me even before the sale starts. I don't know that was that successful in doing that. I saw other people say, get on the wait list, and if you make a purchase, you can get something free, or I will add this to your purchase. Maybe that would have been more beneficial, but I already had that. It was easy for me to do that, and I didn't want to wait till they made a purchase because the holidays were practically into the holidays by then, as far as using that as a product. Okay, so I had my goal. My graphics were set up probably the day or two before. I got all my product stuff complete. The first couple emails were ready to go. You guys know my sister makes my graphics, so she was amazing. She made all the graphics for the podcasts and scheduled them on my social media. So we met. She doesn't live here, but we met on a call and we kind of planned it out, and then I just let her do whatever she wanted and was so grateful for all that she did that went into it. And then we started. So the first day 1, I was selling the idea tracker. I sold, oh, you know what? I do not have these divided out by what was sold on the actual day. And then what I did was Black Friday ended, Friday ended, and then Saturday and Sunday was quiet. And then on Monday, we reopened it up. We had everything on sale on Monday. So I did make more sales on Monday, but I don't have these separated on if the sale came on that day or if it came on Monday. So I'll just have to tell you. So my goal was 8. For the idea tracker, I sold 36. So that was $612. The business organizing intensive, I wanted to sell 8 and I sold 8. I was so excited. I really wanted to put sold out before it was over, but I think I sold my 8th one on that Monday. That brought in $27.76. My Organized Coach Academy, I sold 6. So that brought in $41.82. And my Goldmine workshop, at first that was slow, but then it sold 12. So I was super excited about that. It was, that made $564. And then I was most surprised. I thought the $1 Million Office, I think a lot of business owners, people have offices that are disorganized. They tell me that. They're like, my office is a mess. I have paper everywhere. So I really thought that would be a better sale. So maybe I didn't make that clear on what the content was or what the transformation was, but I only sold 2 of those. So that was $394. And then I also, on that Monday, opened up, when I opened everything on sale, I also said Organized Life Academy was open and that was on sale. So I did sell 1 Organized Life Academy. And then during that time, I did have some affiliate links on the bottom of that page. And I have never been good at affiliates. So maybe that's like one of the negative things that I don't know. It's just never been a moneymaker for me. But I did sell, how much was it from affiliates? A whopping $50. It was under $50 from affiliates. I like having this stuff up there for people to see, but it was not a big, huge moneymaker for me. Then during that week, I also had someone come in from my organic funnel and bought Organized Coach Academy too. So I almost like put that in there just for fun, that was the 7th sale of Organized Coach Academy. So all in all, that Black Friday campaign added up to $91.25. So I was really close. If I add in the organic sale, I'm very, very close to my goal. So I was very happy. In the Facebook group, different people were posting like sales are slow. I think that was one great thing that happened, to put a lower price item in the beginning, or one that's very popular in the beginning. Have that up front as an easy sell or easy motivation or whatever. I do know that my business organizing intensive, and that's what Jenny spoke of at the beginning of this podcast. She shared that she just getting it. Like, so I know that that's what people need. I know it. I can get better and better at explaining that and showing what the transformation is going to give them in their business, in their mindset, in their whole body, how they feel about themselves, how they can relax in their business and use their energy to focus on their projects and what they're wanting to get done versus having a mess and having it consume their mind. So I know that's super valuable and helpful. Now, what would I do differently? I actually think this year, this being my first time, I am really happy with how things turned out. Next year, if I do this again, maybe I would start earlier. But there again, I like having something really good to focus on, hardcore, like we are getting this done. Nothing else matters right now. Like I like that. So I think that was really helpful for me. And planning time in was helpful. So the fact that I was in California, I wasn't in my office. I didn't have calls those couple days. One of them was over the weekend. So I didn't have any distractions. That was helpful. Eventually, like I mentioned last week, if I had a operations manager, it'd be so amazing to just let her do all of this stuff. To let her map it out and fill it in and make everything for me. That would be incredible not to have to do any of that. Like I said, the messaging for the $1 Million Office, I need to go back and look over that. The other offers, I'm really happy with. So I may, when I'm, one of my goals this quarter is to make a digital product shop, to make a shop for my website. And I think that as I put these products into the shop, I will look more deeply on what needs to change. Like, what would I want to change? Maybe I'll get some feedback. I'll get testimonies from the people in there, and then have a clear idea of what I want to change in the product or in the messaging as well. I learned that I do love this part of it. I love thinking about, how can I help someone? What do I know they need? And then I think a little challenging part of it is making sure it's messaged right so they understand it's what they need, or so they see the transformation that they'll get. But I like figuring out, I like making the products. I like teaching. I think part of the reason that now I'm excited about having a shop is I have all these digital assets and digital products that I know will help people. And it's just, how do I get them to people in an easy way? So that was sort of a surprise outcome of it. And what did Mel Selko on the podcast said? An unexpected benefit? I can't remember how she said it. But an unexpected benefit or outcome of this is just realizing this is kind of what I love. And so why not capitalize on that? Why not make a shop where I can use these products that I made and think through and go back through the content that I already have and pull out the things like that. So I think about you. What do you have that you've already made? If you wanted to do a Black Friday campaign, and it doesn't have to be Black Friday. It could be your birthday campaign, or summer's here, depending on what your coaching topic is or your business does. You could think of this and simplify it. If 5 days and 5 deals sounds overwhelming, then just do 2 days or do 2 deals, but do 3 days each or something. Spread that out so you have more time to email, more time to build momentum or build excitement about it. Thinking about clients and who bought and where they came from, that's kind of something that I looked at. Some of them were clients that I knew were interested, but I think that doing this caused them to take action. And the fact that they had such a great deal with the Business Organizing Intensive, that was like a no-brainer, I think. For people that were wanting to work with me anyway, that's like great timing. There were a few people, I have no idea where they came from. A few people came through a couple of my funnels, which is really exciting, thinking that they found me through an organic or a paid traffic funnel. So that means that's working. And I had some people that bought maybe all of them or 4 out of 5. Few people bought 3 out of 5 of the products. So that was exciting. So I get to see them and work with them even more. For me, as I look at where the people that purchased just on Black Friday came from, I know, number 1, the podcast. Number 2, programs that I'm in. So that's why when I join a program, I want to be 100% all in. I want to post. I want to be active. I want to connect with people because I do believe that's an easy way for me to make connections. I'm already in there. I'm already wanting to learn. And by connecting with people in that way, it turns into something. Like it might not be one-on-one coaching. It might not be my program, but it might be something like this that they end up purchasing from. The other one I find people from, or people find me from, is the collaborations. So I taught in someone's program. I spoke on I did a podcast. So they found me through someone's podcast. Someone did a workshop for me and they found me because they were on that person's list. And then she did a workshop for me and then she found me. So little things like that, it's just so fun. It makes me really realize, okay, that's what I want to do in 2025 is just make connections for all of us and for the fun of it. I think I can be someone that really easily is just fine with her 3 friends and her amazing local community and not feel like I want to put myself out there in other groups and go travel to groups where I don't know anybody. And that seems really scary, but I'm getting more and more excited about it. I don't know why. Well, I don't know. Why is it? You know what it is? As I sit here and think about this, I think it's just this feeling of abundance. This feeling of abundance that I want to connect and interact with all sorts of different people and be in their world and share my people with them and their people with me and just like have this beautiful mix of everyone's audience so that everyone gets what they need. And it feels so good and it feels so fun. And I think that's what's driving me to have 2025 be the year where I am connecting more. So if you want to connect, please reach out. I want to connect with you and collaborate. Like maybe there's something we can do to collaborate, something we can do to help each other's audiences, whatever it is, reach out to me if you're feeling the same kind of thing. Okay. What else do you want to know about this campaign? Did I cover everything? I did not use ads to go to it. I mainly just did it on my podcast and on emails. And one of the questions is, what are notable stats? I'm like, I didn't even check the conversion rate of the page. That I'm not even going to do that. You know me, last week I said I don't like analyzing numbers. If someone could gather the numbers, I think I would like to analyze them, but just going to find that number sounds hard, so I don't want to do it. All in all, my Black Friday campaign was very successful in my mind. I am very happy with it. I learned a lot. I did something that I wanted to do for a long, long time. I got a lot of work done and I made products that are helping people, which is the best part of all of it. If you found this helpful, if you found this type of podcast interesting, let me know. Leave me a review. That would be amazing. And if you want to work together so that I can help you organize your business, organize behind the scenes, get all of that organized, and teach you little tricks and methods and ways to make your business more simple, more streamlined, then please reach out to me. You can book an appointment at simplysquaredaway.com/appointments. And on that call, we can discuss what you need, where you're at, and what would work best. I just want to explain, one-on-one for me looks like maybe you're wanting to get the foundations of your business organized. Maybe you're wanting to execute, like kind of the strategies you want to do, but you're not executing them. So maybe it's more of a prioritizing, breaking down, executing. Now I'm using the 12-week year plan. We can get all of that ingrained and then have that accountability piece, but also then have feedback on things. With a lot of my clients, I'm like, oh, send me that. I'll look it over. I'll give feedback to you. Show me your sales page. Show me your emails. Show me whatever it is. And I'll give you feedback on that. So that can be a combo kind of organizing. Or if you're not a business owner and you just want help getting your life organized, having a plan to have someone help you organize your home or teach you how to do that, and get coaching on your mindset. Those are kind of the three main ways I'm helping clients one-on-one. So if you're interested, sign up for a call at that simplysquaredaway.com/appointments. Hope you have a great day. I'll see you next week. Wait, if you're finding this podcast useful, you must check out the Organized Coach Academy. It's my course where I walk you through every step to get your business organized, to get yourself organized, to save money and time, to prepare to hire someone, to do all the things that you want to do in your business with ease. Check that out at simplysquaredaway.com/OCA. Also, I'm sure you've heard this a million times, but I would love it. It's my way of knowing that you're enjoying the podcast if you leave a written review. I have lots of freebies for you. They're linked in the show notes. You can find them in my bio on Instagram at Tracy Hoth. And until next week, have a beautiful day.